He flashed her a charming smile and asked, "How are you, beautiful?" Akweley giggled with excitement. She felt in her heart, "Yes, this is what I've been waiting for." Once upon a time, in a cozy little town called Jamestown in Ghana, there lived a very beautiful and kind lady named Akweley. She was the eldest amongst 4 siblings in her family. She was always ready to lend a helping hand to her younger siblings. While they were all getting married and starting their own families, Akweley stayed back to assist with the preparations. She was approaching age 45 with no husband nor a boyfriend. Akweley had a particular standard of man she wanted. She wanted a tall, handsome, very rich, caring, and faithful man who knows how to take care of himself. She always dreamed of life, of luxury, and always wanted a man who would give her that luxury. Any man who wasn't anywhere close to the life she had created in her mind for herself could not come anywhere close to her. She was the most beautiful amongst all her siblings. She had the perfect face and the curves. At almost age 45, she was looking like she was still in her 20s. This made her feel like she had all the men under control, and she had a lot of time. Suitors would come, but since they were not up to her standard, she dismissed them. So she remained single until all her 3 siblings left the house to start their own families. But she was still there waiting for Mr. Luxury. People in the town would often ask her, "When will it be your turn to get married, Akweley? Your younger ones have all left the house." But Akweley would just smile and say, "God knows the perfect timing for everything." As the years passed, Akweley turned 45, and the pressure to find a husband became almost too far to bear. People started whispering that maybe she was cursed or unlucky because she hadn't found a suitor yet. Determined to prove them wrong, Akweley set her sights on finding a rich man who could take care of her. One sunny afternoon, while she was at the market, she met a man named Akweley standing next to a shiny Lexus car. He flashed her a charming smile and asked, "How are you, beautiful?" Akweley giggled with excitement as they exchanged contacts. She felt in her heart, "Yes, this is what I've been waiting for. He's just what I want. He's tall, dark. Just look at his chest. This is, she said in her heart. 8 months later, they tied the knot, and Akweley's mother couldn't have been happier. Finally, her daughter would silence all the naysayers in the community. But soon after the wedding, Akweley realized she didn't know her husband as well as she thought. One fateful day, they had a heated argument, and Akweley's hand landed across Akweley's face with a painful slap. Shocked and hurt, Akweley realized she was in a marriage she never signed up for. She cried herself to sleep that night. From once it turned twice, then more frequently, to becoming a norm. At every slightest provocation, he lifted his hand against her. Many nights, she would cry herself to sleep, feeling lonely and trapped. Despite trying to hide her bruises with makeup and long-sleeve shirts, the neighbors started to notice the couple's frequent disagreements. Akweley's heart was heavy with sorrow and regret. In the second year of their marriage, tragedy struck when Akweley suffered a miscarriage due to her husband's violence. She knew she had to escape, but she was so scared. One day, when Akweley went to work, Akweley saw her chance to escape. She packed a few belongings and fled to another town, hoping for a fresh start where no one knew her. Finally free from the monster she married, she met a woman named Ejo, who, seeing her from afar, felt she needed help, approached her and asked her who she was and what the problem was. After her story, she decided to help her. She didn't want to go back to her parents and her hometown. Instead, she decided to start afresh in a place where no one knew her. Akweley found herself embraced by a new community. Invited to church one day, she rediscovered her faith and began a journey of healing and fulfillment. She started a small business selling delicious puff-puffs by the roadside. Akweley slowly built a new life for herself. With the help of Ejo and her friends who heard her story and decided to support in her newfound church family, she found joy in helping others and sharing her story of resilience. Akweley's smile returned, brighter than ever, and as she thanked God for giving her a second chance at happiness. And from that day forward, she knew that not all that glitters is gold, but sometimes the greatest treasures are found in the journey of healing and hope. With each passing day, Akweley's confidence grew stronger, fueled by the support and encouragement of a new community. She poured her heart into her puff-puff business, delighting customers with her tasty treats and warm smile. As she became more involved in her church, Akweley found a sense of purpose in helping others. She volunteered at the local youth ministry, sharing her story as a beacon of hope for those facing similar struggles. Her words resonated with the young people, inspiring them not to value material things or base their comfort on someone else's wealth, but rather build their own wealth themselves, and also not to rush into relationships. Meanwhile, back in Jamestown, rumors swirled about Akweley's sudden disappearance. Some whispered that she had run off with another man, while others speculated that she had met a tragic fate. But Akweley paid no mind to the gossip, focusing instead on building her new life in the city. One day, while setting up her stall at the market, Akweley caught the eye of a warm and gentle man named Kwame. He was a very peaceful and kind man who had lost his wife 5 years ago but had not yet remarried. His wife died without giving him a child. He was drawn to her warmth and resilience, and before long, they struck up a conversation. Kwame was kind and respectful, everything Akweley had ever hoped for in a partner. As their friendship blossomed into love, Akweley found herself opening up to Kwame about her past. To her surprise, he listened without judgment, offering nothing but love and support. With Kwame by her side, Akweley felt like she could conquer anything. But as she was starting to let her guard down and embrace happiness once again, a shadow from her past threatened to disrupt her newfound peace. One afternoon, while out shopping, Akweley spotted Akwete lurking in the crowd. his eyes filled with malice. Fear gripped Akweley's heart as she realized that her ex-husband had tracked her down, desperate to escape his clutches once and for all. She turned to Kwame for help. Together, they devised a plan to ensure Akweley's safety and protect her from Akwete's wrath. Akwete was arrested. He was asked to sign an undertaking to show that he won't hurt her or even look for her anymore, and he was going to let her be. So he signed the papers, and he was in the police custody until the divorce papers were signed. Then he was allowed to go. He never troubled her or looked for her again. With Kwame's unwavering support, Akweley confronted her fears head-on, finding the strength to face her past and embrace her future. And as she stood tall in the face of adversity, she knew that no matter what challenges lay ahead, she would always have Kwame by her side, guiding her through the darkest of times. With her faith renewed and her spirit unbroken, Akweley embarked on a new chapter of her life, filled with love, laughter, and endless possibilities. And as she looked towards the horizon, she knew that her journey was far from over. But with Kwame by her side, she was ready to face whatever the future held. After 2 years, Akweley and Kwame got married, and they were blessed with a set of twins on the day of their 1-year anniversary celebration. The moral of Akweley's story is this: it's only God that can truly satisfy and complete us. No one can provide all our needs except God. Never rely on someone else's wealth for your satisfaction. Work hard and God will bless the works of your hands. It is when you don't do anything that God won't have anything to bless in your hands. All that glitters is truly not gold. Be patient and let God direct you. Unrealistic expectations can lead you to the wrong hand. Let God guide you. He knows what's best for you. Don't let anyone pressure you. Always wait upon God's timing. Don't rush into marriage because our culture requires women to be married at a certain age.